Hey, how goes it? I'm Scroll, and welcome to episode 0 of our new Destiny Let's Play. This is going to be a prologue that I'm going to use to explain a little bit about the upcoming Let's Play, talk about maybe some of the hurdles that we're going to be facing, talk a little bit about what I'm planning on doing, and basically just round out how this is going to work, as well as talk a little bit about Destiny to my viewers who aren't super familiar with Destiny or its story, both in world and as a game that was developed and went through a lot of rough times early on. So let's just get started on character creation. There's a bunch of cool classes. I'm not going to really talk about them. They're just I'll just say this: I have never played something in this game that I haven't at least had a little fun with. But I'm a hunter through and through, and at that, I'm a gunslinger. So this Let's Play, I'm going to be a hunter and I'm going to be a gunslinger. I'm also a fucking sick robot, so I'm going to be an exo. Oh, that's a cool random. If I flip back and forth, am I going to get different ones? No. If I change... No, that's just what it decided default exo is going to look like today. Last time I made a character, it was just pure boring white face and nothing special to it. But I can't character create and talk at the same time, so I'm going to just leave you to look at this pretty guy. So the idea behind this Let's Play is Destiny has a lot of story, but a lot of it is hidden in DLC. A lot of it is hidden in something called Grimoire cards, which as you unlock achievements in this game, you would get like pages of story about the game, and I'm pretty familiar with a lot of that. I got pretty heavy into the lore of this game because, like I said, there's a lot of it. It's just hard to find, and if you see my Dark Souls Let's Plays, I'm super into that. Let's pick a face. I already know what this character is going to look like because I've got a plan. I want some purple. That purple. So I need to change mouth and eye color. Was that how I did it? Or was it light blue? No, that was too bright. What I'm planning on doing in this Let's Play is I'm going to stay in character all the time. If you've seen my Skyrim Let's Plays, I'm in character, I'm talking to my companion, I'm interacting with the NPCs as if I was there. I'm going to stay in character, I'm going to have fun as a guardian in the world of Destiny, and I'm gonna do this as if I'm really there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've also got a couple things that'll help spice things up, like some interactions with my ghost that aren't in the game, but I'm able to emulate through editing. So maybe I can have some little like fabricated conversations with my ghost, or you know, ask him to throw on some sick music while I blow through hordes of hive.
Hold on, I got it.
I think it'll be pretty fun. So I've got some neat little editing tricks and stuff to make the game a little more interesting. But we're going to talk about the hurdles real quick. So when Destiny came out, it had some serious issues. Mostly in the way that... Hang on, I just can't look at this face thing that's going on here. There we go. What color? These were just purple as well, I believe. Yeah. But Destiny had some issues. The game came out, it wasn't super polished in the way that, but like basically what happened was, it came out and there was a lot of content there, but there was a fuckload of content that was like taken and redistributed as expansions and DLC. So the beginning of the game is a little bland. Also, like shortly before the game came out, Activision is like, we don't like the story, rewrite it. And they're like, game's coming out in like less than a year ago, and they're like, figure it out. So the Bungie got the short end of the stick on that, which is part of why I'm really excited for Destiny 2, because they're actually being allowed to do what they want. But Activision kind of fucked them there, which is why the Grimoire cards exist in the first place, which is those stories I mentioned when you get achievements. Basically, the story for the first portion of this is going to be kind of dry, and I'm going to try and make the episodes more interesting, because like I said, the game is pretty dry. Now, when we start getting into the expansions after the first like 20 levels of character design or of character leveling, shit'll start getting a little bit more interesting. The story starts getting a lot better. The voice acting starts getting really in there, and it just, like, the cinematic moments start rolling in a lot faster and a lot more crazy. And by end game, it's a really awesome cinematic experience. And I'm gonna do my best to take advantage of that and make a really fucking cool in-character cinematic Let's Play. At least that's my goal. I mean, no fucking promises. I'm probably gonna miss a lot of really cool things happening, and who knows. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and make something cool out of this. I'm just gonna try and take this cool thing and make it cool for you guys to watch. Because playing it's a lot of fun. And I like watching other people play this, but man, the first few levels, like the first few missions and stuff, can be really dry if you're going, you know, point A to point B, turn in quest, be done with it, but you don't actually like get into the story of what's going on and why you're doing what you're doing and what's happening in the world around you, because shit's happening, you know. There's a lot of important story points that aren't touched on really unless you read the dialogue and do that kind of stuff. So I'll be reading all the dialogue and helping you guys through the story, but I'm going to try and stay in character and do a lot of fancy editing to try and make it palatable. And the goal here is to get through all of the story missions in character in as close to chronological order as I can, because when you clear certain points, missions just fucking start popping up. But I found a list that many people on Reddit have put together of what they believe to be the chronological order of missions, because they're not numbered or anything, but somebody went through the story and said, okay, this makes sense to go here and this makes sense to go here. So I got a list of them to do in order, and there's like 70 some missions ranging between 10 minutes long and half an hour long. So hopefully I can mash that together into about 40 episodes or so, and I'm gonna attempt to do some of the raids, but that would require me to get a bunch of people together and do that in character with me, which is going to be difficult. So yeah, we'll see. And yeah, and I told you guys about the hurdles. The game is a little dry for the first 20 levels or so, but once we start hitting the expansion content, it's going to get really cinematic and really awesome, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys when we wake up.